Hello fans, viewers, and fellow smashers, I'm Bereznicki, and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be looking at my picks for the top 10 Mii Fighter costumes that I hope will appear in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And with E3 being around less than a half a month away, I figured now would be a good time to voice my picks for our top 10 Mii Fighter costumes. Now to be clear, these aren't so much obvious picks as much as they're, well, little known yet interesting picks, as well as those that haven't appeared as Mii costumes yet, to my knowledge. But don't fret, my fellow Fossil Fighters, there's definitely going to be some Fossil Fighters material in this video. Anyway, let's get ready to smash. Or, never mind, let's just get started. Number 10. Zangief from Street Fighter as a Mii Brawler. Starting the list and hailing from the USSR is a hairy-chested bear wrestler, Zangief. This pick is pretty much a no-brainer as a Mii Brawler costume. Of course, some could say the same thing about fellow Street Fighter E Honda, and there is no denying that honestly. Anyway, aside from at least one oddly similar special attack, one could give Zangief the shot put special so as to give him a projectile of his own. Take that, Ryu and Ken. And much like Barrett's Mii Gunner costume, Zangief's costume skin tone can match that of the same Mii skin tone. Though some may question the thought behind wearing wrestling shorts in cold weather, let's just say that it's all part of Zangief's training. Number 9. Zangazanga from Fossil Fighters Champions as a Mii Brawler. The final boss from arguably the best Fossil Fighters game, Fossil Fighters Champions, I think it'd be cool to see Zangazanga, the leader of the zombie swords, as a Mii Brawler, complete with his red horned skull as a helmet and his skeletal clawed arms as part of the aesthetics of the Mii Brawler's arms. True, a costume based on a skeletal undead dinosaur might sound a little scary, but that's also partly why this idea is on this list. Well, and I feel that Fossil Fighters needs more representation in Smash. Am I right, fellow Fossil Fighters? Number 8. Rayman as a Mii Brawler. Now, I'm not saying that Rayman does not deserve to be in Smash Bros. I'm just saying I'm not sure it's likely at this point. If anything, I think a Mii Fighter costume would make sense, assuming Rayman's deconfirmation is absolute from Masahiro Sakurai. Perhaps even more unfortunate is the fact that this costume suggestion is the last idea for the Brawler variant in particular on this list, apart from some honorable mentions. More on that later. Anyway, I think it would be cool to see a costume that has invisible arms and legs, giving the Mii Fighter an almost ghostly look. Or is detached the more appropriate word?
Good day, mate.
Number 7. Dingo Dial from Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped as a Mii Gunner. Now this is a Mii Gunner. Well, minus the flames, though there can still be some fiery aspects to his costume's moveset. Anyway, the Dingo Dial costume should come complete with his crocodile tail, as well as a flamethrower fuel pack and a hose attached to his flame gun. And Dingo Dial's nose could be masked that covers the wearer's nose and mouth. Makes sense, no? Number 6. General Scales from Star Fox Adventures as a Mii Swordfighter. Ah yes, the ruler, tyrant, and dictator of the Saurian Sharkclaw tribe. For a character who was denied even a boss battle, Scales deserves some more attention, his limited screen time in the game notwithstanding. I mean, check out that sword. And his overall outfit has somewhat of a Japanese shogun motif to its looks, at least to some extent, which includes his horned hood, which could have half of Scales' skull on the top of the wearer's head. Did I mention that cool hooked claw on his left hand? Though, admittedly, one might question as to how one would be able to grab an opponent properly with said hooked claw. Regardless, I'd love to see General Scales as a Mii Swordfighter. Number 5. The Red Steel 2 protagonist as a Mii Gunner or Mii Swordfighter. Or maybe both. Nothing like a little-known Nintendo exclusive back in the Nintendo Wii era getting some Smash representation, right? Honestly, I wasn't sure which Mii Fighter costume to go with, between Gunner or Swordfighter, so I'm thinking maybe utilizing both costume versions, one of each would be the best route to go. If that fails, I suppose I'd lean more towards the Swordfighter route. Anyway, the protagonist is from a game that incorporates both gunfighting and sword fighting, and one that even has a Wild Western motif to the overall scenario. Plus, the overall outfit looks cool, even if a samurai sword does seem out of place in the Wild West, is all I'm saying. Number 4. The Dragonborn from the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim as a Mii Swordfighter. I used to be a smasher like you, then I took an arrow in the knee. I mean, now here's an interesting one. As far as Mii sword fighters go, this pick should have the cool aspects going for it, right? I mean, you got the Norse-looking horn helmet, the outfit could be equipped with a 4-pointed axe, and the shield could be on the back of the costume. And in my opinion, another really nice bonus would be an epic Dragonborn themed Smash Bros styled remix, as an additional music track to add incentive for buying the costume, in a similar manner to Sans from Undertale with Megalovania, and Cuphead 2. That and Skyrim is already on the Nintendo Switch. Need I say more? Number 3. Dig Dug from Namco as a Mii Gunner. This pick is for a buddy of mine, who hopes that maybe, just maybe, Dig Dug could appear in Smash in some way. True, we already have some Namco representation with Pac-Man, but I think Dig Dug could appear in Smash, at least as a Mii Gunner. For a nice touch, this Mii costume could have his funny walking sound effect from his eponymous game implemented into his actual walking sound. Maybe, maybe not. I'll leave that up to Nintendo and Namco. Number 2. Sora from Kingdom Hearts as a Mii sword fighter. Relax, I'm not saying that Sora does not deserve to be in Smash Ultimate. It's only in case he's totally deconfirmed for the roster by Masahiro Sakurai. Don't get me wrong, I'd totally be happy to be wrong about that. I'm just saying it seems unlikely at this point, what with Cloud's enemy Sephiroth joining the Smash roster. Regardless, Sora could also make for an interesting Mii costume, especially of the sword fighter variety. Those questioning Sora's fashion choices aside, I think it would make for an interesting outfit. And although the costume obviously lacks Sora's elemental arsenal, some of the sword fighter's costume special attacks look magical. Now before we get to my topic, here are some honorable mentions. Buzzwole from Pokemon Sun and Ultra Sun as a Mii Brawler. Dr. Cortex or Brio from Crash Bandicoot as a Mii Gunner. The Fossil Fighters Champions protagonists, both male and female variants, as Mii Sword Fighters. Captain K. Rool from Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy's Conquest as a Mii Gunner. M. Bison from Street Fighter as a Mii Brawler. Shabugna the Shopkeeper from Star Fox Adventures as a Mii Brawler. The Spectrobes protagonist as a Mii Sword Fighter. Tiny Tiger from Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back as a Mii Brawler. Gladiator Tiny Tiger from Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped as a Mii Sword Fighter. Vincent Valentine from Final Fantasy VII as a Mii Gunner. Number 1. Dracor from Star Fox Adventures and Dinosaur Planet as a Mii Gunner.
I can taste your fear, animal. It is very sweet.
This topic might surprise those who are virtually unaware of Dracor's original story, and by that, I mean not the version most of you know from Star Fox Adventures on the GameCube. I'm referring to the very first version of Dracor's character from the cancelled Nintendo 64 game Dinosaur Planet, which was only a little known would-be game to attendance of E3 2000, and virtually, if not entirely, unknown to everyone else, myself included at the time.
We Chimerians did not start the Great War, but now it is time to end it.
Long story short, Dracor was originally the one meant to be the final boss in Dinosaur Planet, before Dinosaur Planet became Star Fox Adventures, and, spoiler alert, Andros took Dracor's place as a bigger bad, while Dracor was basically reduced to being an unspeaking rail shooter boss.
You are more foolish than I thought.
Anyway, I think Dracor would be a great Mii Gunner costume, and one of my favorites since Barrett's costume was released. I mean, check out that clawed cannon on his right arm in Star Fox Adventures.
Nothing is more important.
Of course, he could have somewhat smaller wings, inherent to Mii Fighter costumes, and for a nice touch on top of that, his horns, or even better, his whole head could make for a kick-tailed helmet of sorts. The combination of these traits and the original story behind Dracor is what puts Dracor as a Mii Gunner in this list's top spot.
As you wish. If you will not see the truth, then you must die.
Now for secret number 11, we have Arano from Fossil Fighters as a Mii Brawler. Like fellow Ornithischian Vivisaurs Igua and Oloro, Our random has some battle moves and idle animations that look like certain combat styles. Alright viewers, do you agree with my picks? And do you have any interesting ideas for Mii Fighter costumes for Smash Bros. Ultimate? Let me know in the comment section below, and be sure to give this video a like. And also feel free to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. Thanks for watching friends, be safe and have a great day. See you next time.